Right,
Hi there. Good evening.
good, good evening.
Uh, Not yet 5. Not evening.
Yeah, that's why I hesitated for a moment. I was like,
Yeah.
it's the afternoon.
Yeah. It seems like yeah, evening is came early.
Here it's very sunny.
Hmm. Okay. Manu has not joined yet.
Yeah.
I have knocked, but I didn't hear his knocking sound. So now we are in climax, actually, climax of the chapter.
Sorry, so I couldn't hear you too well. Your volume suddenly went down.
Now, what about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, cool. Hmm. What happened to Mano? He is not able to join.
So what about that other boy? Is he joining or
Yeah,
what's happening?
he will join from Friday. His mom called up, so
From Integral?
yeah, from Integral. So I suggested
Yeah.
her like we have already done most of the topic, so he will not understand from between, right? So I suggested
Yeah.
him that you can join after one
Hmm.
or two class because then we'll be starting new chapter, and parallelly you can have
Yeah.
the previous topic with me as one-on-one class. So like that we can go.
Right.
Yeah, Manuel's.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
So
yeah.
I'm just pouring myself a glass of water.
Okay. Come fast. Come fast. Hi, Mano.
Hi, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So see, as far as the new boy is concerned, your friend will join from maybe Friday. Okay. And then you will like we all four will be there together. So like I was thinking about I should give you more concession on fees for the next half, right? Because there will be three people together. So the the mother
Yeah.
of the student was insisting me to reduce some amount for the fee. So I clearly said her that I will reduce the amount, but for all my student, like for existing student as well. It's not like I will just reduce your amount and I will take the same amount from Mano and Dev. So I will reduce for them also because I should charge equally, right? Because all three are together. So uh, I'll let you
Thank you,
know.
sir.
Yeah, I'll let you know about the final charge for the next half of that. So from there, the charge will be minimized little bit. So accordingly, I'll inform you once the boy joined. Okay, then we'll practical. We can do that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So as far as the topic is concerned, we are in the climax of the chapter. Okay. So like climax of the show. So that must be more interesting, isn't it? That must be more interesting. So it is very much interesting actually. Rather, I found this is more interesting than any Hollywood movie. I saw Shawshank Redemption. Have you seen? Do you watch movie?
So I watch movies.
Okay. What about Mano? Mano, do you watch movie?
Yeah, yeah, I watch one.
Okay.
A lot of them, sir.
Lot of them. Okay. So have you seen Shawshank Redemption? I found that movie is very interesting because
No, I
at the
want
end.
to see. I heard a
Okay.
lot about it. I heard a lot
Okay.
about it. Very famous it is.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, our chapter. If you don't want to watch that movie, it's okay because I'm going to give you more interesting than the movie right now in the next two class. Okay, you can skip that movie. So this is the
Looking
climax
forward.
of. So this is the climax of the chapter now. That is optimization. So let me revise something that we have already done in the last session. That is about second derivative test. Can you pass on, Mano, whatever you are eating?
Yeah, what are you eating, Manav?
Dry fruits, man.
Okay. So what is second derivative test? Dx comma y is equal to fxx into fyy
FYY.
FYY
minus.
minus the square of fxy or fy,
XY.
same thing.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, same thing.
So this is the second derivative
Yeah.
test, and basically second derivative term you can say. Okay, this is derived from the Hessian matrix. You can Google this. Sometimes we'll talk about this. Okay, Hessian matrix. So okay, what is test basically? So if suppose we get dx comma y greater than 0, okay, and at the same time fxx x fxx ab, don't write extra because we are going to put the critical points. So a comma b is greater than 0. So what it shows, if suppose the second derivative is also positive as well as fxx is also positive, what it shows, relative maxima or relative minima.
When both minima.
Minimum.
Minima. Why?
Minimum.
Why? Is it clear why it is minima? Is it clear to you? I
So the
think.
y,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Why? Okay. I think I discussed
Hmm,
that, no,
Like,
in last class. Not discussed, maybe. Okay. So let's understand. If suppose this first term is positive. Okay. See, if we are looking for this second derivative is positive. Now, please understand properly. Okay. Yeah, Mano, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, please understand this properly. If suppose the second derivative this is positive, right? If that is positive, so we can get positive second derivative only when I both fxx and fyy have same sign. Do you understand that first of all, right?
Mm.
Let me write the second
makes
term.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, this is see, the second derivative is positive. That happen only when fxx or if we make fxx positive, obviously fyy is also positive to get this term valid, right? Because if first second derivative
Right.
term is positive, means fxx and fyy both are positive either, or both are negative. Make sense?
Hmm.
Because if you multiply two negative number, it will give you positive number. So positive minus positive
Right.
something will give you positive, but negative minus negative will definitely give you negative number, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if suppose this
Yeah,
is,
I got it.
got it, right? So if this is positive, fxx is positive, and fyy is also positive, because the dab is positive, so fyy is also positive.
Mm.
It means second derivative is positive. What does that mean? Concave up, right? This means, this collectively means concave up. Are you getting that? Concave up means,
Yeah.
like, can you see this? This is 3D image.
Minimum.
Yeah, minima. I have drawn the 3D image like
Hmm.
a ball. Okay. Mano, can you show that ball where the dry fruits is kept?
It's not a bowl.
It's fine. So,
Bowl. Uh,
yeah. Our old friend. So you can see that, Theo. So it is like, that picture I have drawn here. So both, yeah, you
hmm.
understood, I think.
Mm.
So if both fxx and fyy are positive, it means concave up in both direction. Concave up in both
Right.
direction. So concave up means minima, right? So the common point is minima, and that is relative mean. Relative mean. Do you understand now?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
relative mean. Now, if suppose fxx
If
is negative and fyy is also negative, obviously, because this is positive. Second derivative term is positive. To get that positive, so we have to make either fxx positive, that we have already done. Now fxx is negative, fyy must be negative. So both the derivative are concave down, okay, concave down at the same point. Do you understand that? Right? Concave
Yeah.
down.
So it'll be like that, right?
Yeah. Means this is fxx. I'm referring this is fxx and this as fyy. So both are concave down. It means that critical point is basically relative maxima. Did you understand this?
hmm. Yeah.
Relative max. Okay. And suppose the this is negative, right? So this is negative only when both fxx and fyy have different sign, right? One is one is concave up,
But sir,
other is concave down. Yeah.
if even if
Hmm.
both are positive or negative, what if the value of the square of fxy is
Hmm.
greater than that?
Okay.
That's also a possibility. Right?
Yeah, I understood your doubt, but you didn't understand my point basically. I have mentioned that if we get, see, we are going to calculate that. I understood that if we subtract positive from positive, we may get negative. So if we get negative,
Negative. Yeah.
then basically we are discussing about the third point. Don't worry about that. If we are getting
Yeah.
positive,
Yeah.
so what options we have? If, see, if, do you understand computer language? If this happen, then we go for else checking, right? So
Mm.
if
Hmm.
this is positive,
Yeah.
so what are different option available? That what I'm referring to. Don't worry about.
Okay.
I'm very much clear about my
Right.
concept, so I understand your doubt instantly.
Yeah.
Because yeah, no,
Mm.
I'm just saying that. So positive minus positive is, we may get negative. I'm not denying that part.
Yeah.
But if we get positive, so you didn't understand. I've written that purposely over there. So if we get positive,
Mm.
right?
So these are isolated conditions, right?
Hmm. Understood, Dev?
Mm.
Any
Yeah.
doubt? You
Right.
can clear out your doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No.
So
Yeah.
now if we get negative, so in what case we can get negative? Both fxx and fyy will have different sign. Then only we will get negative. Are you getting that?
Hmm.
So different sign means, if I am referring this as fxx and fyy as the from my second hand. So if fxx is going concave down and other is going concave up together, so that's basically right. Do you understand? Like that. It's very difficult to show, but you can understand the saddle point. One is going concave up, the other is going concave down. One is going concave up, the other is going concave down. So that common point is basically the saddle point. So that happen only when,
Saddle point. Yeah.
yeah, that happen only when fxx or and fyy have different sign, because different sign will give you dxy as negative number, right? Because minus minus will be negative. So fxx a comma b is negative or positive, whatever, it doesn't matter. If yy, but both should have different sign, right? This is or fx ab 0 fyy ab. You don't understand? When fx x and fyy have
Hmm.
different sign, then you know this will be valid. Means dab will be negative. And if it is
Hmm.
negative, so you can understand fxx is negative means concave down, and positive means concave up. So in
Right.
they are in different direction basically.
Right.
So that gives you saddle point. And if suppose we get da comma b is equal to 0, it means the test is inconclusive. Understood? So today we are going to explore this
Hmm.
with example. So in last class, I think we discussed some of the systems to find out the critical points. Okay. Now let's have real example, or the proper example to figure out whether the critical points is relative maxima or relative minima. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you written this down properly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can make one more thing here: concave up and down at one point. This is just to understand properly. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't refer this to concave up or concave down, you won't understand the relative minima or relative maxima clearly. Okay. So the question is, fx comma y is equal to x square 5y square x square y plus 2y cube. Okay. So what are the steps? Do you remember the steps? to find out critical points and
Yeah.
to verify whether the critical points is minima or maxima.
Yeah.
So first of all, you find out partial derivative, set them equal to zero, find out critical point, because the partial derivative must be zero at the same point. That is what we are referring to for the relative maxima or minima. Do you really understand the whole concept? Like why we are setting fx fy equal to 0 and fxx fyy, the second derivative test, everything, every point, each and every point is clear to you, or any doubt, you can
Yeah.
you can simply ask me a doubt if you have.
I'm, I'm clear.
Okay,
Clear.
cool. So solve this. So first verify your critical points, then go ahead. Okay, let me write the answer here for the critical points.
Yeah. So for x, it is either we have to check plus minus 4 and this one, right?
Hmm. Right. These are the critical points.
There are only 3 sets, right? How did we get 4 sets of critical?
Uh, did you get x is equal to 0?
Oh, okay. 0, 0 also. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I got, I got this one.
Yeah. Yeah. 0 also. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't count 0.
Okay.
Hmm.
So these are the critical points. So what next we are going to do? We will calculate. We'll find out second derivative term. So second, yeah, let me write second derivative also. The second derivative is 2 plus 2y, 10 plus 12y minus 2x. Did you find this?
Yeah. now what I'm doing, I'm seeing the d, like the second
Yes.
derivative, and then
Yeah.
I'm seeing what type they are.
So you just plug these points in the second derivative term, and then based on the sign, we will discuss about relative maxima or relative minima. So for this, what is d00?
0, 0, it's a positive, and both are greater than 0, so it's a minima.
Yes, so this is positive, and you have to just find out whether fxx00 is positive or negative. So what is fxx00? fxx00. So for that you need to calculate fxx, right?
2,
So
right? That is
2,
2.
yeah. So fxx is also 2 at the point which is greater than 0. So if both are positive, concave up.
Yeah,
It means, see, this is positive means fyy is definitely going to be positive because this is positive,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
if both, so we simply check for fxx, so it clears everything, and once this is concave up, so that point is relative minima. Minima. Okay, now go for the second points.
The second one is a local maxima, I think. Yeah.
Local maxima. So what is d 0 comma minus 5 by 3? What is the value of this? Positive.
The value of it is positive, but the individual ones are negative.
Yeah,
The
so this is
fxx
positive.
and fyy.
Yeah, so fx
Yeah,
0 comma minus 5 by 3, what is its value? That's minus 4 by 3, which is negative. So concave
yeah.
down,
So,
it means relative minimum, maxima.
max, max.
Are you getting this, Mano? Did you got these things?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what about 2 comma minus 1?
By 4, right?
Negative?
Minus
Negative.
4. Yeah.
Minus 16, which is
Yeah,
negative.
right.
So it means, what does this mean? If
It's
second
a
derivative is
saddle.
negative, so that's simply saddle point. Is it clear to you?
Yeah.
So for minus 2 minus 1,
There's minus 4, right? How did we get minus 16?
uh, minus 16. So 2 comma minus 1. So if I plug minus 1 here, so this
Yeah,
becomes,
yeah. No, no, wait. 0. That whole thing becomes 0, right?
yeah, so here,
Hmm.
so 2 to the 4. Yeah, minus 4, right.
Yeah.
So we got negative here. That's calculation mistake. Minus 16, so minus 4. Okay. So that's saddle point. Now what about d minus 2 comma minus 1? What did you get for that?
That the D is
4.
positive. Yeah,
4.
it's 4. So it's
Relative.
yeah.
4.
No, but
fx will
But so one is
Hmm.
zero, so that's not technically positive negative. Like zero is a
Hmm.
neutral thing, right? So then
No, what are we getting for this? That's important. So for -2 and -1, okay, let me check this fxx. What is fxx? Fxx is, okay, for that, what is fx? Fx is 2x plus
fxx is
2yx,
0 is 0.
2yx, and fy is equal to 10y plus x square plus 6y square. Am I right?
So your that is not visible, sir. Can
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
scroll down, please?
Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 plus 2y and fyy is equal to uh, 10 plus 12y. Okay, so and if we calculate fxy, so that would be just 2x. Yeah, so we got this second dxy like this: 2 plus 2y, 10 plus 12y minus this. Okay, so when we set that equal to 0, this fx, can you verify this, like this point?
So I got this only.
We got that -2 comma -1.
I got my answer as 4.
Okay, so -2 comma -1, if we put -1 here, it will give you 2 minus 2 0. So obviously this is positive, right? So 4 is positive.
4, yeah.
And what is fxx? Fxx is also
Fxx is 0.
is negative.
Is 0.
Fxx
0,
is
0. Is 0.
0.
0.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is fyy? That's also positive.
Fyy is minus 2. Is minus 2.
Fyy is -2.
Fyy is, then what is it in this case?
Yeah, fyy is equal to, what's there? 10 minus 12, which is -2. Right. So this is negative. Okay, and this is constant. Like this is 0, means change in derivative is
Plus
0, right? And this is negative. So negative into 0, that gives us positive here. So because of this is negative, concave down, so we can say this is relative maxima at this point.
-2, right? fyy, yeah.
Concave down. Second derivative is negative, that is concave down. So, right? We are basically looking for the sign of
Hmm.
either fxx or fyy. So if it is negative, it means concave down. So for concave down, the point is relative maxima. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, -2 comma -1, and that's, so we can find out saddle points by plugging these points in the original function. Okay, so when we plug this 0 0 in the original function, what is the z value? So we have to write the complete points, like all x, y, and z coordinates. So when we put 0 0 in this function, what would be z? Are you getting that? X, y, and
0.
z coordinate. So all are 0, so it will give you 0. So that's origin basically, right? So this is the point, and the relative minimum is this 0 is the value of that minimum point. Do you understand? This 0 is the value of the minimum point. We find out the height and depth basically. That's the highest or the lowest point. Relative maxima or relative minima point. Okay, we are not talking about absolute maxima or absolute minima right now. Okay, so if you plug 0 comma minus 5 by 3, what is z value? So 0 minus 5 by 3 comma, so that you can calculate. It's not that tough. We simply plug these points in the original function. So if x is 0, 0, 0, everything will cancel out, just minus 5 by 3. So 5, 25 by 9, 25 5s are 125 by 9, and you can calculate that. I'm giving you direct answer. That is
Mm.
like
Yeah.
125 by 27. Okay, so this is the value of the what we found maxima. So this is the value of the relative maxima. Do you understand this?
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So for the remaining points, you can calculate the z value, and that would be your points. Okay. Okay. Let's move to next
Yeah.
question. Fx y f(x, y) is equal to e raised to minus x square minus y square. Okay, calculate this.
Yeah. So there's only one critical point which is possible, 0, 0.
0 comma 0. Is it clear? I just give you the steps
Yeah.
so that it is more clear. Like what is fx here in this case? What is fx? That's e raised to
Fx is
minus 2x e raised to
minus x
minus
square
x square
minus,
minus y square.
yeah,
Okay.
X square minus y square. Yeah.
Yeah. What is fy?
Same thing, minus 2y.
Perfect.
Minus
same
same 2y.
y instead of, yeah.
Perfect. So when we set them equal to 0, means fx is equal to 0, this implies minus 2x e raised to minus x square minus y square is equal to 0. So when this is possible, like when this is
The
possible,
e part is not possible, so minus
e
2x is equal
yeah
to
e
0 and
raised
x
to
is equal
this
to 0.
exponential function will never touch x-axis. Do you
Can't
understand?
be 0.
Yeah, that never touch
Yeah.
x-axis, so it can't be 0. So only possibility is here, that is x is equal to 0, right? And what about for this?
Hmm.
Like we can set this also equal to 0 to y. So you are pretty sure about the exponential function. Good. So this implies y is equal to 0. Okay. So only critical point is basically 0 comma 0. Right? Now find out the remaining thing. See, always understand this. These critical points will always satisfy the given fx and fy together. you know, it will satisfy the equations. Always understand that way.
Yeah, okay, so I got it. It's a
Okay.
local maximum.
Yeah, local maxima or relative maxima. So dxy is, I give you the expression so that you can just cross check it. 2x square minus 1 and 2e minus x square
4x is
minus y square,
4x squared.
2y square minus 1 minus 4xy e raised to minus x square minus y square. So d00 will be how much? How much you got?
D0, so D00 will be equal to, I think. Yeah, 4. So I got it.
Okay, that's 4, which is positive. And what about fxx00? That is negative, right?
Yeah, both are negative.
So concave down means relative maxima.
Yeah.
Relative maxima at 0 comma 0. And what is the value? Value of the maxima is how much?
The maxima is 1.
Mm,
One. Perfect. Did you solve this, Mano? Did you get all these
yes,
answers?
I solved it. No, no, I made a mistake.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Done?
Yeah.
My half part is completely invisible. You know,
Yeah,
Huh?
my half part is completely invisible.
it's completely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because of the shadow.
I can see the whole thing.
You can see. I can't see myself.
Then so the shadow,
Ah, okay, okay.
like covering you.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move ahead. Have we discussed absolute maxima or absolute minima so far?
We have.
No, we haven't discussed absolute minima or maxima.
With I think with two dimensions.
See, we always discuss relative maxima
We
or
haven't.
relative
We haven't
minima.
discussed. No.
Yeah, we never discuss. Actually, we never discuss in calculus one. Like, and so far also we haven't discussed absolute maxima or absolute minima. Right? Discuss in the sense we never find out the points where the absolute maxima or absolute minima lies. Do you understand what I'm saying? I explained you what is absolute maxima, what is absolute minima. We haven't discussed the points where it actually happened,
Yeah.
isn't it?
We haven't calculated the points now.
Yes, yes. We haven't calculated the critical points or a point where this absolute maxima or minima happened, right? Because what is absolute minima and maxima for the open interval, like for the open domain? What is absolute minima and absolute maxima? If suppose, let me put it in this way, if suppose we have a curve like this, okay, so what is the absolute maximum value and what is the absolute minimum value here?
Positive infinity and negative infinity is the
Yes,
minimum.
positive infinity is the maximum value and negative infinity is the minimum value. That is the global maxima or global minima, and same as absolute maxima and absolute minima, right? So we never discuss that because we don't know where it actually happened. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't know where it actually happened. So we are going to discuss that absolute maxima and minima right now. But there is a condition, right? There is a condition for the open domain. See, this is open domain. Do you understand? This is open domain. The domain is open. For the open domain, we cannot discuss absolute maxima or absolute minima. But I simply restrict the domain, right?
Yeah.
If I
Sir, one
simply,
second. I'm getting a important. Just 1 second. Yeah.
yeah, hi there. What's going on? Like in the other subjects, are you taking classes for other subjects also?
No, sir, I'm actually not. So I've only like the only academic related thing I'm doing is this
Hmm.
maths class.
Hmm.
But otherwise, I'm taking it easy. I go driving every day.
Hmm. Okay.
Maybe I spend a lot of time with family.
Okay. So see, for absolute maxima and absolute minima, okay, what we have to do is basically we will restrict the domain. If I restrict the domain, please understand this properly. If I restrict the domain, okay, if I simply restrict it, do you understand? Means I want to discuss within this range only. Means for x is equal to, let's say, -2 to 5, okay, means this is the closed domain now. You understand, the domain is fixed, which is from -2 to 5. So once I restrict the domain, so it will definitely give you it may give you relative maxima, relative minima, it will give you absolute maxima and absolute minima. Do you understand what I'm saying? It will definitely
Yes.
give you absolute maxima and absolute minima. Okay? Like, what
Yes.
is absolute maxima here? Like, if this is below, like, so what is the absolute maxima here? This point is absolute maxima. Do you understand? Hmm? This point refer the absolute maxima, isn't it? And what is absolute minima? Like, mm, okay,
Left
no, no, this is the,
between -2 and
yeah,
5.
yeah,
Between
between, it was between, but I want to put it
between
in the,
minus.
yeah,
Okay.
I want to put it in the endpoints. Okay, so that everything will cover up here. So the relative minima is here. No, absolute minima. This is absolute minima. Do you understand? And this is absolute maxima. And where relative maxima and minima present at the critical points, right? Do you understand that? So at the critical points, relative maxima and relative minima presents. Relative maxima and relative minima. Is it clear to you? So
Yeah.
if I bound the domain, if I bound domain, I will definitely get absolute maxima and absolute minima. Apart from relative maxima and relative minima, we may get relative maxima and relative minima. Do you understand? Based on the nature of the curve, but we'll definitely
Yeah.
get absolute maxima and absolute minima. So to get absolute maxima and absolute minima, we have to bound the domain. Is it clear to you? So this is basically from Calc 1. Now in Calc 3 we are discussing about the surface, right? We are discussing about the surface. So there also, suppose this is the surface, this is the surface, it goes till infinity, right? So we don't know about what is absolute maxima and absolute minima, right? And we never bother about that for the open domain. Do you understand? If this is the surface, if this is the surface, we never bother about what is absolute maxima and absolute minima until we bound. We only interested in the critical points, which gives relative maxima and relative minima. Do you understand? But the if I bound the region, are you getting? How would I bound the region? Any idea? How would I bound the region?
How is it? They just give us, right? As in,
Yeah,
we don't just put.
yes. So they will give us the conditions, the constraint for x and y that will give the boundary condition. Do you understand? If suppose, do you remember this?
Yeah.
So this is the surface, right? If you suppose there is a rectangular, you know, the object which can cut through it, the rectangular object or the circular object might means cylindrical object or the rectangular, parallelopiped object which can cut through it. Do you understand? So that basically bound the object within particular surface. Are you getting? See, if suppose I simply draw x and y coordinate, right? This is x and y coordinate, and see, you can refer z coordinate above your page, right? Like above the screen, the z coordinate above the screen. If suppose I give the boundary condition as x will range from -1 to 1 and y will also range from 2 to -2. Do you understand? So this will give us the boundary condition 2 to -2, -1 to 1. So we are interested in the surface, you know, The surface is somewhere, here. The z coordinate is away from the page, perpendicular to the screen. Do you understand? The z coordinate, z axis is basically perpendicular to the screen, away from the screen. So if I give the boundary condition like that, so this is basically parallel pipe. It will come over, along z direction, and it will cut the object. So do you understand? The surface could be anything, but what we are interested in, the just rectangular part where the that parallelopipe cut the object. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So we get a surface. So suppose the z coordinate is away from the base. Like, okay. So this is the surface now. Okay. And this surface will be somewhere ups and down. We don't know about that because we don't know the nature of the surface. But it may be like this. It may be anything like that. So within that boundary, are you getting, within that boundary, if we are cutting, like suppose we are cutting the object by y is equal to -2, x is equal to -1, by a plane which is x is equal to -1. Do you understand? If I cut the object by a plane which has the condition x is equal to -1, means by this line. If I cut the object by this line, do you understand? So it may have some shape, you know of the object. It will have a curve. It will have a curve on that, plane. Okay, so if suppose this is the object, right? So if I cut it by x is equal to -1 plane, right? So what will you get? What will you get if you cut this by x minus 1 plane? What will you get? See, on this surface, like if this is a plane of x is equal to -1, let's say the condition of this plane is x is equal to -1. We are not interested in about y. So if this is the plane, so if it cut the
Yeah,
this
we'll get
football,
a
you will
cross. We'll get
you will get like this.
a 3D semicircle, a 3D
No,
semicircular.
no, no.
Uh,
On no, no, no. On the
You
plane,
get a circle.
yeah, you will definitely get a circle. Or if suppose this is not hollow object, you will get a disc, right? If it is not hollow object, you will get
Hmm.
definitely get a disc. Do you understand this? I'm just cutting this object by a line, by a plane x is equal to -1, right? When I cut this, what I get? I simply get x is the circle, the curve as a circle on that plane, right? So now it become two-dimensional figure basically. So on each region, like on each boundary, we get certain curve. Do you understand? This is simply spherical, so we get circle. But think generally, if we apply the boundary condition, what we get? What we get? We basically get certain curve on the boundary. Are you getting that?
yeah,
Hmm.
but I still could not visualize how
Hmm.
cutting a plane through any 3D object was a tool.
What is this?
If you cut a plane through any 3D
Right?
object, we'll
Suppose this,
always get a
this
3D
is
object, right?
parallelopipe, right? This is parallelopipe. Can you say this? This is parallelopipe, right? So if I,
Yeah.
if I simply insert this parallelopipe in this football, what would I get? This is boundary condition. Suppose this is just a boundary condition. If I simply insert this in this object, or I just cut through this by this parallelopipe, what would I get? On each surface of this parallelopipe, what would I get? On each surface of this parallelopipe, will I get a curve?
Oh, okay, like that. On the yeah, yeah, yeah.
Will I get a curve?
On the surface of
You-
You won't get
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. You'll get a
part
circle.
of
across
the
the whole
circle.
yeah, yeah. On the
Yeah.
surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, part
On the
of the
surface,
circle.
yeah.
part of the circle. We
Yeah.
won't get full circle,
Yeah.
right? We may get part of
Only
the
on, so we are talking about off the on the surface of the plane, right?
on the surface of the plane. Yeah, on the surface of this
Okay.
object. So this is boundary. These are the four boundaries basically. So you can refer this as a diagram which I have drawn on the screen, which is basically rectangle. The condition is x is equal to minus 1 to 1 and y is minus 2 to 2. So this gives the boundary, right? You just understand that, there is a the surface above it. There is a surface above it. Do you understand? There is a surface because where I have referred z axis. Where did I refer z axis? The z axis is basically perpendicular to the screen. Are you getting that? The z axis is basically perpendicular to
Hmm.
the screen, right? So where is my surface? Where is my surface? Here, somewhere here, above x and y plane, right? This is my surface somewhere, right? So if I apply or if I cut through the object, if I cut through the surface, I would definitely get a certain curve on this plane, on these boundaries. Are you getting that?
Hmm. Yeah, I
So,
got it.
so just a minute. So just for the general, like this was the sphere. So we are getting, if the object, like if that parallelepiped is large enough, then we will get circle. But we may get some curve like that. Any curve like that. If we simply cut the object by x is equal to minus 1 plane, so we may get a curve. Are you getting that? Because the surface is there.
As in part of its shape, right?
Yeah, the part of the shape what I'm talking about. Because we are restricting the domain. See here, what happened here? What happened here? If we are restricting the domain, the the curve is cut. Between minus 2 to 5, right? Between minus 2 to 5, and it gives some some amount, some part of the curve, which may be parabola, whatever, some amount, some part of the curve, right? It may be anything. Like if I cut this plane here, what is that? That is also a part of the curve. Are you getting? So similarly, if I apply the condition, if I apply the boundary condition on the object, now think in with respect to the surface. Think with respect to surface. If I cut the object by any boundary condition, what will you get? Where is the surface, first of all? Is it
Which
above
object?
any object? Where is the surface basically? The surface is above xy plane. Do you understand that, first of all? Where is your surface? Where is your
Yeah.
surface? No, no, answer this first. Where is your surface?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But above, in the sense, how when we say above,
Hmm.
one second. Above,
Just a second.
above means floating
Just,
like that,
just,
right?
just a second. If suppose,
Okay.
if suppose I apply the condition where 0 to 2, like x is basically 0 to 2, and y is, yeah, x is 0 to 2, so 2 is here, and no, this is y, and y is also 0 to 2. Okay, let's not complicate this. Y is also 0 to 2, right? So if you cut the object, did you understand this? This is the surface. Where is surface? Where is the surface? Surface is somewhere here, right? So if you,
Above.
yeah, if you cut the object by a plane which is parallel to yz plane for x is equal to 2. Are you getting that? For x is equal to 2, what will you get? A plane parallel to yz plane. Do you understand this? For x is equal to 2,
Yeah.
will get a plane parallel
Yeah.
to yz plane. Now, if you cut the object, what will you get? if you cut that object by this plane, what will you get?
Hmm.
Like will be like whatever the cross section is at that
Mm,
point, right? Like at that
so
line
it's
section.
yeah, so it's basically simply a curve. You will get certain curve on that. Means suppose this is a plane which is parallel to
Yeah,
y,
yeah,
you
yeah.
which is parallel to yz plane. Means for x is equal to 2, right? You will get a plane parallel to yz plane. So if I try to draw the curve part, so you make it curve like this.
Yeah.
Do you understand this now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it clear now? So similarly,
But
hmm,
yeah, but it
Yeah.
won't necessarily be above XY, right? It can be through XY also, depending upon the position. It won't
see,
be only
yeah,
above XY, right? It
for
can be through XY also.
for this particular surface, I have drawn this. It may be anything because we are not sure about what is the shape of the figure, what is the shape of the object. But my point is, you will definitely get a curve on the boundary. That is what I want to convey here. Do you understand this? Do you understand this?
Yeah.
So if you again slice the object by a plane parallel to xz plane where y is equal to 2, where y is equal to
Hmm.
2, then again, okay, yeah, see, huh,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, Mano, I can understand. So you have drawn x and y
No,
plane on
so I'm
the surface.
asking, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
so if
it's
you
X
if
and Y.
definitely see that
So it
condition.
can be through X and Y also, right?
Now listen to me, that condition could be anything. No, refer that diagram. It was cool. Refer that diagram. Yeah. See, the condition could be anything. If I simply tell you the condition is x is equal to 2, okay? If I simply tell you the condition is x is equal to 2, yeah, that is x
So
is
it is
equal to
something like it. So this is the play.
yes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you cut the object, so surface is on the above. Are you getting that? Surface is just the lid of that box.
Yeah.
The surface is basically the lid of that
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
So if you cut the object by the plane, I think that was, I don't know what is that, but by that plane, right? So what will you get now? What will you get? What type of curve you will get on the surface or on the boundary of this, or you can say on the plane? Can
Like
you
a,
curve?
it will be closed.
No, it will be curve. If
Curve. Yeah.
curve, it
Yeah.
will be curve like this. Suppose this is this, it will be curved like this. Do you understand?
It'll be curve. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have drawn it on
Yeah.
the screen here. If you imagine that,
Yeah.
it will cut like this, it will be curved like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Manu, for that nice explanation. Actually, it was seems difficult for me
Yeah.
to
Pretty cool.
explain. Yeah. Okay, so my point is, you will definitely get a curve on boundary, right? So the absolute maxima or absolute minima will occur at boundary or at critical points. So like here, do you remember I have drawn the line, I have drawn line somewhere here, right? So I found the, I found
Yeah.
uh, this is not the absolute maxima. Do you understand? This is not absolute maxima. The absolute maxima occur at the boundary, absolute minima occur at the critical points. Do you understand? It can be anything, but
Yeah.
where absolute maxima or minima will present either on the boundary or on the critical points. Do you understand so far?
Yeah.
Here is if you understand.
I got it.
Yeah.
So actually we have invested half an hour on this, so definitely we should understand, or I should convey it properly. Okay. So now write down something on this so that it will be stick to your mind. for always. Dev is looking tired today. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm very tired.
Hmm.
There was a night out. That is why.
Why?
That's true.
What? I didn't hear that.
No, but
He's a night owl. Night owl. He does
Oh,
not
okay.
sleep at
Night
night.
owl.
no,
Okay.
no. But today it's mainly because of a heavy lunch prior to this.
Okay.
So then my this thing is
Hmm. It happened, but you just listen. You don't talk much. You just listen. Open up your mind. That what I can just want from you. Okay. So just write down something on this. Absolute max or min. So for like calc 1, what did we understand is if suppose fx is equal to x square minus 2x minus 9, whatever, okay, as I gave you here the equation above. So I should not restrict the equation, otherwise you will think the sir has referred this quadratic as the above. So if fx is there, y is equal to fx, so it will have relative max or min in open domain. Okay, that we discuss basically. It will have absolute also, but we don't discuss that. That we discuss. Okay, but if we if we provide if we provide the fixed domain like a and b, okay, maybe minus 4 minus 4 plus 7, okay, maybe this, whatever, just for the example purpose, minus 4 7. So this this domain will give absolute max or min. Do you understand this? That occur at boundary or at critical point. Okay, have you drawn this diagram?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so now this will make sense then. Okay, now in calc 3, so that's important here. For fx comma y, a continuous function on a closed region, there must exist an absolute max or min, and they must occur at either a critical points or on a boundary of the region. Okay. Make sense now, these statements?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So now let's solve one problem on this.
Yeah. 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Circuit. Scroll. Yeah. Done, sir.
Okay. So write down question. That's was f of x comma y is equal to x square plus xy plus y square on r x comma y such that minus 2x less than 2 and minus 1 less than y less than 1. So that's the region here. Hmm. So now, first of all, what we'll do here, you will draw the region here. Okay, the region on xy plane, so that we'll understand the nature of the region, because that's very important. You will find this useful in multiple integral also, because you know why. You can imagine that the volume can be found for the restricted region. You cannot find the volume for infinite surface. Do you understand? Can we find the volume for the infinite surface? It's like a,
No.
it's how would you reduce the universe? We cannot say like it's universe, because it is more beyond that universe also. Surface can go infinitely, right? So what we do, the volume
Hmm.
can be found for the restricted region. So region is very important. So always try to draw the region on xy plane. So the okay, so what is region here? The region is defined by this. Okay, so that's on xy plane. So x is from minus 2 to 2. So if we simply draw the coordinates here, 1 1 2, minus 1 minus 2, and y as 1 minus 1. Okay, so we can simply draw the region like this. This is for y is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 1. Okay, x is equal to 2, and x is equal to minus 2. So this is your required region. So your surface is somewhere above it. Your surface is somewhere above it. You understand? Above this region, right? Like this is like a, you take the picture. Now you can crop that picture. Do you understand? You just take the picture by camera. You can crop that picture. That is what it is similar to, isn't it? So your surface is above that region, above this region. So it will definitely cut the, it will definitely cut these boundaries plane, right? And you will get a curve, some kind of curve. We are not sure about that curve because we don't know the exact shape of the function, right? But it will definitely get a curve, and that curve, or the object, or the surface, not object, the surface will have relative maxima, relative minima, absolute maxima, absolute minima on this boundary region or in the critical region, or on the critical point. Is it clear so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, uh, what are the boundary points here? These are the boundary points. Okay. Hmm? How many
Yeah.
boundary condition are there? How many boundary condition are there in this?
Two.
Four.
Four.
Four. Yes. So
Okay.
we have four boundary condition. One, two, three, four. Right. So when we will find out the critical points. Okay, by considering all these four boundary condition. So if suppose we take, now understand properly. If you didn't understand if you can't imagine the thing what I explained you, at least you can understand through the working, right? So there are four boundary conditions here, right? So if I simply take, x is equal to, like, what is the first is I referred this, right? So y is equal to -1. If I take y is equal to -1, right, this is our first boundary condition. For y is equal to -1, hmm, what is x in that case? We'll take x as same as x, and we'll plug this thing. This is the condition, right? X is varying here. Do you
Mm.
understand? For y is equal to -1,
Mm.
x vary and y is constant. So we'll apply this condition in the function, that is f x comma -1, and find out the new equation, right? So when we plug this in the given equation, what are you getting?
X square plus x plus 1.
X square minus x,
Sorry, x square minus x
x
plus 1.
minus x plus 1. What is this? What is this? X
It's
square minus
a
x plus 1.
parabolic.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not interested in that. It is basically a curve. It is
Mm.
basically a curve. Are you getting that? So that curve is on that plane. Do you understand? That curve is on y is equal to -1 plane, right?
Mm.
Hmm. So now what I'll do, I'll try to find out the critical points by using this. So now this become, the regular function which you have been dealt with. So the derivative of this is what? 2x minus 1. So how do we find the critical points?
Yeah.
How do we find out the critical points? We set it equal to 0.
Mm.
Critical points, right? So x is equal to what? X is equal to half.
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 And what is y value?
This one.
Yeah, very good. Sometimes the student got confused here. We already have chosen y is equal to -1, right? So x is half, y is -1. So what is the critical point? The critical point is half comma -1. Where it lies? Where it lies? On that plane, on that line,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
On that plane where y is equal to -1. Okay. So, and what are the end points here? What are the, this is critical point. What are the end points? The end points are -2 comma -1 and
Mm.
2 comma -1, right? -2 comma
Yeah.
-1 and 2 comma -1. Do you understand? See, because we have to include everything, we have to include all critical points, all endpoints. Then only we can understand where the absolute maxima present, where it happened basically, right?
Correct.
So for, let's say, for region 2, so region 2 I have referred for y is equal to 1. So what I'll do, I'll simply put y is equal to 1 and x is equal to x. right? So what is your function now? X comma 1. Let me know what will be your function. X square plus x plus 1. What we do?
Hmm.
We simply plug these points in the given function. Your function is fxy is equal to x square plus xy plus y square, because that plane cut this surface. The plane cut this surface.
Yeah.
I want to find out the curve, right? So the curve is x square plus x plus 1. So how do we find out the critical points? We simply find out the derivative. So derivative of this is 2x plus 1, and I set this equal to 0 for the critical points. So what do we get? X is equal to minus half. And what is y?
minus
Y
half.
is 1. So the critical point is minus half comma 1. What are the endpoint? There are two endpoints, 2 comma minus 1 and 2 comma 1, right? 2 comma minus 1 and 2 comma 1.
Hmm.
2 comma minus 1 and 2 comma 1, right?
Yeah.
Do you understand this?
Yes.
Now for region x is equal to 1, like for region third, what I have considered for region third, x is equal to minus 2. Okay, for region third, x is equal to minus 2. What is y? What is y?
You keep the y as equal to y.
Yes. So f of minus 2 comma y is equal to 4 minus 2y plus y square. Verify this, please.
Yeah.
So f dash minus 2 comma y is equal to minus 2 plus 2y, and we set this equal to 0. What we get? Y is equal to just 1. And what is x? X is
Hmm.
minus 2. So what is critical point? Minus 2 comma 1. And what are the endpoints? Endpoints, if you just refer the diagram, you will get the endpoints. That is minus 2 comma minus 1 and minus 2 comma 1. Do you understand? X is equal to minus 2. So we are in second and third quadrant for the endpoints. So second and third quadrant. So minus 2 minus 1 and minus 2 1, right? Now for the fourth region, no, fourth boundary condition, that is x is equal to 2 and y is equal to y. So what is that? F of 2 comma y is equal to 4 plus 2y plus y square. F dash 2 comma y, which is 2 plus 2y, we set it equal to 0, we get y is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to 2 already. So the critical point is 2 comma minus 1. Endpoints are 2 comma minus 1, 2 comma 1, right? So these are the
Hmm.
critical points, these are the endpoints. Are we done for critical points or anything left?
No. So then we can even find the like the normal how we would find critical points, but in that domain, right?
Perfect. Now I am satisfied. So I wanted the answer from Dev, so he make me happy now. So that's why I kept that secret, because once you have a surface, right? We work on the boundary condition,
Yeah.
but the surface can be, it may be like below the boundary, the curve where present on the boundary, it may be below that, it may be above that. So the critical points present on the surface also, provided that critical points must be within the
The
boundary,
domain.
within
Domain.
the boundary. You
Yeah.
understand? If I find the critical points within the boundary, then that is basically point to be considered for the critical points. Because if we get the points outside the boundary, why should I work on that? This that makes no sense, right? Because that point is outside the boundary. So what we do,
Right.
what we do for that, we find out fx and fy. So fx is 2x plus y, and fy is, come on, fy is x plus 2y.
Fy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We set them equal to 0 to find out the critical points. So if we set them equal to 0, what do we get? You can solve them simultaneously to get the critical points. This is the critical points, minus 2 comma 1.
Hmm.
Is it uh, like, is it required, like is it important for us? Where is minus 2 comma 1? Here.
It comes
Yeah.
inside on the
It will
boundary.
be a vertical.
On the boundary,
Yeah.
that we already discussing in this.
Yeah.
Okay, it won't
Yeah.
make difference here, but it may make difference if I
So,
get a
could
point
you give me one?
in the boundary. Do you understand me? Okay,
Yeah.
so it will make difference if I get a point within the boundary. Okay, here we are getting point on the boundary, so that is already been we already been considered in this four, boundary condition, right? So now the last part of this
Mm.
question is left. That is, I'm just giving you. You can verify that later. So this is basically, if you plug these critical points in the function, do you understand what we do? Basically, we find out the rise, or the absolute maximum or absolute minima. So we are interested in z value basically. So if you plug this point in the function, so what are we getting here? That is, like, for half and minus 1 we are getting 3 by 4. We will get 7 here. We will get 3 here. You can verify this later. I have answer with me, so I'm just writing this down. For x is equal to minus half,
Could you
and
repeat, sir? What are you saying?
for what?
I lost the train of thought over there. What are you
Yeah,
saying?
we are interested in z
Sir?
value.
Now if
That is
actually,
basically absolute maximum or
Okay,
absolute
okay.
minimum, right? So what is z value?
Yeah.
Basically, that will tell you about maxima or minima, right? Absolute maxima or absolute minima. So we are just finding out all z values here. So this is 3. Okay, so what is maximum among all? Say we have already considered the critical.
7.
Yeah, 7. We have already considered the critical points, minus 2 comma 1, minus 2 comma 1. So, right, so it may be more than 7 sometimes. Yeah, it may be, larger enough. It may be the greatest value among all. So that will affect there, right? So what is absolute maximum?
7. So it will be at minus 2, comma minus 1.
Yeah, so there are different possibilities where the maxima, absolute maxima occur, and that is
How do we get the z values?
by plugging these points in the
You
original
sub
point.
it in. You sub.
Yeah, how do we get z value? You tell me.
We substitute it in the main
Function.
function, right?
Yeah, that's z.
Yeah.
Z is equal to fxy,
Yeah.
right? So we are just plugging these points. So these are absolute maxima, and what is absolute minima?
3 by 4.
3
Hmm?
by 4. Yeah.
No negative
3 by
value. Okay, so 3 by 4. Perfect. So that happened here. Did you understand this?
Yeah. I understood this properly.
Hmm. See, for absolute minima, hmm, for absolute minima, it is wrong. Can you can you answer this? Why it is wrong?
It should be 3, right?
It should be zero.
Hmm.
No, 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 no. Oh yeah,
Because half comma minus 1 minus 1 is inside the thing, right? Inside the
Yeah.
region.
See, origin is also
oh
inside the region. Origin is also inside the region, right? So if we
yeah, 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 yeah.
consider that point, what is z value? Z is zero in that case. You understand that? Z is zero in that case. If you plug the point 0 0 in the function, you will get
Hmm.
z as zero. So that is minima basically. Absolute minima. We are talking about absolute minima. Do you understand?
Hmm.
So we have
Yeah,
to consider all the points within the boundary. Always keep your eyes open,
correct.
then you can understand everything properly. Okay, so we stop here.
Yeah, because it's not possible to have a negative value for this thing,
Mhm.
for the Z, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it based on the function. That's why we find out critical points, all critical points on the boundary and everywhere, and the 0 0 origin is within the boundary. So if you plug 0 0 in the function, so z value is zero, which is less than 3/4. So basically, that is absolute minimum that we are talking about. Okay. So did you understand the whole concept here? We talked about derivative, second
I,
Yeah.
derivative,
I,
and we talk about the absolute maxima and minima. Okay. In next class, we'll extend this topic with two more questions and the very important topic, that is Lagrange's multipliers. Lagrange's multiplier. Have you heard the name?
I've heard it.
We heard the name during Calc 2, right?
Yeah. Okay. So should we stop here
Hmm.
now?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
now, right?
Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friday, no? Friday. We confirmed on Friday, right?
Yeah, yeah. Friday.
Regular time now.
Friday and Saturday
Regular
both,
time.
no?
Friday and Saturday both.
We had 4 sessions. This is the third session. Yeah, yeah.
This is the third. We
Yeah,
did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
yeah.
We didn't do
If you
every
want,
day. Yeah.
if you
Okay,
want to
Friday.
take on
Now regular
Saturday
time. Yeah.
also, I will take two sessions in next week then.
Mhm.
Whatever you say.
So
Okay.
No,
Friday
no.
regular
We,
time.
Yeah. Friday
yeah.
regular time, and I hope the Sean will also join. Okay, because his first
Yeah.
class, like I'm taking his first class tomorrow morning. I'm starting with individual class so that he will cop up something, like he will understand at least multivariable function. Then he can understand the whole concept with you, right? Okay.
Cool.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Bye
Okay,
bye.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, sir.
Bye, Devar.